at that point I felt like he was saying like I'm gonna take the topper and just put on a cane, which is like, but I thought you dropped it off. So I don't know, but at any rate, potential for redemption. I forgive, I forget. If this comes in and it's great, yeah, I went pretty hard on this guy.
Hey, by the way, this is his fucking his name on Etsy. Fuck that guy.
We'll see. If I get it and it's garbage, I'm gonna go even harder in the paint. Yeah. But I'll look at it with open eyes.
The fly's all not centered.
Oh, I would be
at the lower bottom.
Yes. So 55.
All right, guys. So we have a cool package here today. This is something I ordered from Etsy a few months ago, and there was some stuff that happened that the seller made up for. But I ordered a John Hammond cane topper. And like I said, there was some stuff that went down, and to rectify it, the seller offered a complimentary upgrade to the full cane. So let me unbox this, and we'll see what's inside. I've never seen a box like this from USPS, but we'll open it up and we'll see what we got.
I'll look at it with open eyes.
The fly's all not centered.
Oh, I would be
at the lower bottom.
Yes. So 55.
All right, guys. So my honest impressions about this cane are that they are not good. Lots of the wood is unsanded. It's not finished. The paint is wet, and it stinks. The bug that I ordered to be centered is both not centered and upside down. And I had to remove it from the topper here because it was off center. The physical alignment was something like this, where it should have been straight. There was epoxy that was all over this part. I've already dremeled it down a little bit. There's some excess epoxy on the bug. So I just don't know how I feel about this thing. The cane itself is a little crooked. From opening it, it was crooked, so I haven't, stood on it to make it crooked. I'm just really annoyed. So I have sandpaper, I have a Dremel. I think I'm gonna try to salvage what I can from this, and then, either display it, sell it, or donate it. I don't know. I'm very frustrated by this whole ordeal, and I don't know. I mean, I certainly appreciate the guy for going out of his way to send me a whole cane rather than just the topper that I ordered. But when the topper that I ordered, which I ordered with a somewhat specific instruction, arrives not following that instruction, I don't know. I'm just very frustrated. This is probably the most disappointed that I've been in something that I've ordered in a long time. So I know my work space is kind of a mess, but I wasn't planning to do any hobbying today, but the state that this arrived in was so bad that, I felt like I needed to make some time and mess with it. So stay tuned, I guess. We'll see what happens with this cane. I'm going to keep this all to one video, but I'm just, and I certainly agree that this probably took a lot of work to get wood to this point. I'm not saying that at all, but, I ordered this in March, and it's May. And I feel like this is something that, I don't know. I'm just trying to wager the thoughts in my head right now because, like I said, I really did only pay for this, and this is all of a bonus, but I don't know. So we'll see what we can do with this thing. I'm just totally at a loss for words at this point. All right, so we're going to give this a quick spray with Krylon White. You can see a lot of the wood underneath is showing. So hopefully in doing this white coat, we'll see what we're working with, and see what we can improve on, and see what we need to worry about. I'm not super hopeful right now with the state that this thing is in, but we shall see. So let's. All Alright, so we're gonna come in here with some 220 grit sandpaper and try to clean up some of this, some of the issues that we have going on here. Okay, so I'm done with the sanding. Kind of just wanted to get some of the finer pieces that were left off. I'm gonna go in with some apple barrel khaki and see what that looks like. And if that looks good, I think I'll attempt a wash and we'll see where this goes. But I think right now I'm a little bit happier with this than I was a few hours ago. But we'll see how this turns out. So let's get that apple barrel khaki going and we'll see how. All right, so we have the apple barrel khaki applied and it's looking pretty good. So let's try to go in with a wash. I think I'm gonna use Chipping Brown by Vallejo, thinned down with water. And we will give this entire thing a wash and we will see how it turns out. All right, I wanted to show you guys where I'm at right now with the khaki and then the Chipping Brown wash. I ended up taking them off and applying them in rapid succession. And what that did was kind of blended those two colors together, left me a little bit of a wash, and then also kind of brought up some of the khaki to expose some of the white. I do like the color, but I'm also thinking that it needs to be just a little bit darker. And I know I don't normally use shoe polish, but I have this shoe polish here from Kiwi, and I'm trying it. It's working out quite well. So this area here has been shoe polished, and you can see once we get to here it hasn't been. So, but yeah, that's looking really good. It's really sticking into the crevices. It's a little bit better than the apple barrel. The apple barrel is really good for large paint applications, but I find that for smaller paint applications, like a little bit of a wash, that paint is a little thick and it doesn't settle as well. So that's why I use the Vallejo for the wash. But even then, that's an airbrush paint, and I think it's a little too thin. But yeah, so this is coming along very well. I'm going to finish the rest of the cane, and then we'll see what it looks like. All right, so the shoe polish is drying, and I think all that's left to do is attach the topper. And I think at that point, I think it's going to be as good as it's going to get. But yeah, the wash with the shoe polish worked very well. And I think I'm as happy as I'm going to be about this prop. And I think now it's worthy to be in my collection. So let's get that attached and then we'll see what we have. Alright guys, this is the conclusion of the cane following the shoe polish application. I'm a lot happier with this than when I got it, although I feel like the average person would have been kind of shit out of luck had they not known some techniques for painting this. The bug is upside down, and that annoys the shit out of me. There is still some resin buildup that I need to sand off, but at this point I think I'm just gonna leave this the way it is. That's also some resin there. I'm gonna leave it the way it is, and I'm gonna find someone to remake the topper and put the bug in there appropriately. So yeah, that's where I'm at right now. I highly recommend avoiding Costology on Etsy. It's just such a pain to get to this point. So a lot of work, and while the end product I think did turn out really solid, I feel like if you pay the $155 for the full cane that he's asking, and if you're gonna get what I got, I just think that that's really not appropriate. So, you know, be the judge of how this turned out. If you're hobby inclined and you feel like that's a good price, by all means, but I wouldn't expect to receive something like this based on my own experience. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. A lot of this was kind of real raw take, but I felt like that was most appropriate given how strongly I felt about this whole situation. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and hopefully you like the way that this cane turned out, because aside from the topper, I think the can itself is pretty well done, with the paint and the sanding. But anyways guys, thanks again. Have a good one.